Pulpit. Okay. All the programs, participants, you can come in and see it on the website. And other items or sister states from other items, you guys can come in and see this side.
May I invite all participants from Chu, Yap, and Koshai, including National Department of Education staff and COL Assembly representatives to please come forward and take a seat on the right-hand side. These chairs are reserved for you. May I also ask secondary school unit teachers for us?
mandated leaders do. I believe after our song, we will begin our program. Ladies and gentlemen, please, we are waiting for the President, the keynote speaker of today, and the tsunami of Net, the Crown Prince of Net Municipality. I would like to ask those of you guys who are staying outside, please come join us inside. And that's all the way for them together. So once they come, then we can begin our program. Okay? Where we are waiting for the young kids, they're still coming. I think they're flying over. But we are sure now that the marshals are going to join us. Oh. Well, it's not surprising, this is my razor, right? When I was in Saipan, it's a Saipan time. But when we're there in Pohnpei, we can say it's Pohnpei time. Ladies and gentlemen, we already see that right now in front of us the tsunami of municipality. And also, in front of us we are our President of Emerson. Excellency David Cameron, we also have our Governor of the State. Please join me in welcoming Dean Marla for the invocation.
kay pwede pangkuran sa madal ko. Kay pwede pangkuran ko sa program open board minsan. Kita harus menjaga ketahuan sebagai kaum model sepan kaum sepen sampai kita bukan kata dari tokong sampai Golmas, punya pendidikan apa? Sangat tapi tidak bisa, gaya bisa, lama-lama bisa. Bodoh kecil parah, sampai dan sebenarnya pendidikan bisa sampai dan tahu dan sampai sudah mau kita tahu dan sampai menjadi dia pendidikan sudah kepung polisi. Kedua berkaitan kalangan Kristen ada tetap kepada orang pakai umum tersebut terpakai. Kita yang sebutkan karena betul-betul ini polisi. Lingkungan orang dan masa ini pemain beda pada orang-orang. Puan-puan yang membawa Sarawi bukan berisiko. Sebagai warga harus dimarahi orang tahu bahwa Yesus Kristus dan kawan.
Let's begin. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to welcome the Governor of Ogun State to deliver a welcoming remark. Governor.
Special recognition and my respect to His Excellency President David Manuel, distinguished national officials, state officials, local government officials, my respect to Honorable Senators, my respect to educators, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. Basilelia, Michael, Random, Mogaten, to all, and good afternoon to all. especially to be the first one to officially welcome you to this year's Micronesian Teacher Educational Conference here in Bogota. It is inevitable that excitement it is in the air as we are all so eager to start sharing ideas through well-researched presentations and with enthusiastic audience. Perhaps there are still others who are patiently waiting to find answers to their pedagogical questions through collaborative network. This year's theme, owning our successes while focusing on our strengths, is quite a vigorous statement. Yet, it is so perfectly fitting for any educator. My personal interpretation is that our accomplishments only entails our continued commitment, determination, and our untithered efforts in constantly doing our best in all that we do. Moreover, you can be assured that throughout this week, our understanding of this theme will deepen as our keynote speakers will provide us with more in-depth explanation. Your presence here today, especially Islam Bennett, Wayne Bennett, President of this nation, or whether as a presenter or a participant, is a validation of how determined and committed you are in your line of work as educators. Apparently, in the audience, there is a mixture of education consultants, university, college professors, directors, chiefs, coordinators, principals, specialists, and teachers that obviously have different roles in the education arena. Better yet, your professions are intertwined with the same purpose, and that is to serve our students with the best services potentially possible. I applaud to you for all your diligent efforts that you endlessly make day by day. Furthermore, to say that I understand the sacrifices that you have to make each day to attain your goals is but a sheer understatement. It is rightly ideal that I use this opportunity to extend my utmost appreciation for your instrumental service. Once again, welcome to Boldly, and try to avail your time on your busy schedule to experience our cultural livelihood and to enjoy the scenic sights and to take delight in hospitality of our people. They say that when you are in Monte, you hardly feel too far away from your home. In that we have Chukis, Yapis, Kusai, Americans. You name it, we have a plan. I am pleased to inform you that your roles for this year's MTech, we will aim to make your stay a memorable and pleasant one. Dinner receptions are all in orders throughout this meeting, which can also mean that your dinner is covered for the duration of your conference. And this is just a sneak peek of what your host has in store for you. Please use your time wisely and spend all your money in Conway before you depart. Kailangan Christoph Chapter, mga bulong, and thank you all.
Thank you, Governor. Ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for recognizing our deserving teachers, delegation, and service providers. We'll begin with MSF Teachers of the Year, and may I ask Mr. President and the Acting Secretary of Education to please present these awards. Teachers, once your name is being called, please proceed forward to receive your gift, and remain standing until we finish calling all the teachers of the year. May I call upon the teachers of the year? Okay. May I call upon the teachers of the year from the state of Chuk, Mr. Edson Luis. Please come forward and receive your gift. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Edson Luis is a classroom teacher at Richard Elementary School and has been teaching for 6 years. Please give him a huge round of applause. May I call upon the Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we will move forward with the recognition of delegations. May I call upon Secretary Tebas. the Acting Secretary, Wayne Mendiola, and your delegation from the National Department of Education to please rise. And the only one. Thank you very much. I know you already know what I'm going to say. Okay. May I call upon Director Walker and your delegation from the beautiful state of stipulated state of Costa to please rise. Thank you. May I now call upon Director Denisov and your delegation from the beautiful state of Stockholm. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm going to skip this one because they haven't done it yet. May I call upon Director or Endet and your delegation from the beautiful state of Tiger Stephen, state of Chuk, to please rise. Oh, I'm sorry. Deputy Director. Now may I call upon Minister Haine and Commissioner Hosea and your delegation from the Republic of Marshall Islands to please rise. Same situation as the Japanese delegation, the open wait. Now, may I call on the principals to please rise. Principals, if you know that you are a principal, let's see don't worry about me. I will be standing. May I call on teachers from Colonial Sobes, Pix, private school to please rise. Teachers from Colonial Sobes, Pix, private schools, all the private schools in Colonial to please rise. Please give them a round of applause. May I call on Coronel and other islands teachers to please rise. Thank you very much. Now may I call on Kuti and Madanen teachers to please rise. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, now we will recognize our partners and service providers. May I call upon representatives from the College of Recreation Absent to please rise. Thank you very much. These people are very important. Without them, I'm not going to be standing here. May I call upon Beckwith representative to please rise. Beckwith, let's take it around. May I call upon Achieve 3,000 representatives, 8 NH representatives, EITC representatives, 100% those from the state of Hawaii, representative from UNICEF to please rise for recognition. Project 2. Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am sure that we are extremely tired. So please allow me to ask an NFHS Youth Club to entertain us with one of their relaxing songs. I have an announcement. This plate number NNP 1190, Black Fiat Sportage, Gray, Suzuki van. These vehicles need to be moved somewhere. Thank you very much. Kailangan kumain. Mga nakapupin na ako. This time, ladies and gentlemen, we all expect what we will experience at this hour. And I believe whenever people gather for an important event, the organizing committee is required to choose someone among the successful individuals and inspirational speakers to be the keynote speaker of the day. However, before inviting today's keynote speaker, I would like to invite the next principal, Mr. Gregory Yoga, for an introduction. Principal.
Born April 13, 1964, he completed his early education on his home island of Pompey and continued his education in the United States of America, where he received his bachelor's in political science from Eastern Oregon University in 1987. He returned to his beloved home, aspiring to serve the nation and its citizens. He started his career with the Edison National Government, the Department of Foreign Affairs, as a Foreign Service Officer. A year later, he was confirmed as the Deputy Ambassador for the Edison Embassy to Fiji, where he served until 1993. For upon his return to Panama, he was reappointed to serve his nation in the same role at the Edison mission to the United Nations from 1993 through 1996. After nearly a decade serving the Edison abroad, he returned to his home, and having been recognized as deep, strategic, and passionate thinker, was immediately offered a cabinet position in the Pompey State government, which he accepted so as to address more focused and pragmatic issues at the state level. In 1997, he was named the Director of the Department of Resource Management and Development for the state of Pompey, and for the next 4 years, he devoted his energy, cross-cultural experiences to enhance the development of resources in Pompey, correlating with Pompey's increased GDP per capita. At the end of his administration in year 2000 and 2001, he returned to the Edison Department of Foreign Affairs and served as the Assistant Secretary for the Division of American and European Affairs. In 2003, he recalled the government's desire to grow the private sector and create jobs for the citizens of the nation, resigned from government work to redirect his energy and effort to the development of the private sector. For the next 7 years, he established various businesses ranging from construction to human services, including the nonprofit Care Magnesia Foundation. Having demonstrated to himself that the Edison is capable of sustaining a healthy private sector, he entered his name in the national election of 2011 with the goal of developing the nation's economy and human capacity. On May 11, 2011, he was seated as Pompey State's 2-year senator from Congressional District 3 to the 17th Congress and was re-elected unopposed in 2013 and 2015. During the special election of 2015, he entered the race for and was seated as the state of Bombay's 4-year at-large representative to the 19th Congress, which he maintained into the 20th Congress. He campaigned for the March 5th, 2019 election for the state of Bombay's at-large seat for the 21st Congress, highlighting his various service-centered and people-centered accomplishments, including growing the Efficient Trust Fund, $11 million to more than $250 million. And on May 11, 2019, he was elected by the 21st Congress of FSM to serve as the nation's 9th president. He is the loving father of 5 beautiful children and 7 equally beautiful grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Lepen Chupantong Nek, the President of the Presidency of Micronesia, His Excellency David W. Panuel.
Mone ban patoy nane jumal sakalata. Ake mani ban ukuran sa matay vote. Meuyak votangan o nan margin na margikan. Ke mani toror don raksogon don beyu. Wow negi isonan gengo. Bagi atai catch the patonan way net. Ran kesempal wet. Kay bani choror dona rakso boat lebenet. Wow lap tan kuburan isonan gen. Wow negi samul man dekan ko nanalang ko nan gani ko o samul man kay di kan karas. Wegi ran wet, atai catch nan, way so net, way net. Isogo nagatin capi sa mga program kesempal ran lakwet. Isogo nagatin catch nan polar o kubura pain kak sakarada di salatan. First and foremost, let me pay my respects to the traditional leaders of the land today on this very important occasion. I joined the former speakers to recognize our Governor of Bombay State, the Honorable Marcelo Peterson. I also wish to recognize all the VIPs that are present today, the members of Bombay State Legislature, because we also are in the municipality of Net. My respect also goes to the district administrator of the Net municipal government, Nanabas. I wish to also recognize the religious leaders, Deacon Tamarlan, Deacon Araceli. On all our behalf, the national government and the state government, I want us to give a round of recognition to the Teachers of the Year that we just witnessed awarding of the certificates or awards. Kenneth Matt Perek of Yap, Harrison Luis from the state of Chuk, Emma Malander, state of Koshai, and Erwin Alex, Phone Bay State. Can I, because this is an education conference, can I ask that we give him another round of applause, please? I would like to recognize the presence of our Acting Secretary of the Department of Education, National Government, Mr. Wayne Mendiola, the Acting Director of Phone Bay Department of Education, Mr. Peter Ramirez, and your colleagues from the other state departments of education. Because we're also at the school, Net Elementary School in the municipality of Net, I would like to recognize the principal and vice principal of this school, Mr. Primo Loyola and Mr. Maxon Malarman. Principals, teachers, trainers, and consultants, ladies and gentlemen. Before I speak further, I also see an individual in here that is worth recognition, and I will recognize a lady amongst us today who was a former president of the COMFSM and a long-time educator. I'd like us to recognize Ms. Sue Moses. Kaselenie, Rananim, Lenwo, and Ogetin. You know, I didn't know where the principal found the CV or the bio that I had that was just read about me, because had I known about that, I would have kept it away and hide it so that you don't find it. And the reason being that I keep saying, ever since I became your 9th president of the Federated States of Micronesia, one thing that I want you to know today, and that while I am your president in a very monumental position, in the highest position in the nation, today I will tell you that the most important thing that I am still your public servant. I have been your public servant over the years in many capacities. Maybe the principal cited some of them. But I was also a public servant as your congressman in different capacities, as the election district number 3 for 4 years, and then I got elected as your congressman at large for the Phone Bay State, and then in the last election, without really seeking the position of the president, which is monumental in my view, I was fortunate and very humble to be elected by the 14 members of our 21st FSM Congress to become your president, or in other words, your public servant at the highest office in the nation. So I thank you all for giving me that opportunity to serve you. And I always say that I will be the kind of president that will not waste any time, because as a politician, as a public servant, I know very well that we don't have enough time to do the job that we must do as public servants of the people that we serve, elected to serve. Thank you very much. It's an honor and privilege to stand before all of you today. In my brief comments, I will first address some of the successes in our education sector, followed by how the FSM national government will attempt to improve upon them. You know, when I get speeches written for me, I'm a very impatient person. I will write a lot of things in the speech to make sure that I know the content very well. And if it's only written for a few paragraphs, I will make sure that I also know everything that I must know about the education sector. As a member of Congress, we were public servants, but we, members of Congress, the committees that we end up chairing, I was a chairman of the Resources and Development Committee. I learned quite a few things in that specific area. but I never really got around the chance of chairing the Committee on Education to familiarize myself or to really know in depth the kind of details that I must know as a member of Congress and here as a president of the nation. So this being, I was told, 9 Micronesian Teachers Education Conference, and in the past several years we've seen genuine progress in the education sector. I understand also that being a member of Congress, I see Pacific Education Conference being held, rotated in our Micronesian region. And so, Pacific Education Conference being regional in its focus, I understand that the MTCE or MTEC, Micronesian Teachers Education Conference, is more focused in terms of within our nation, how we all can look at improving teacher professional development, enriching and empowering teachers with the tools and knowledge to teach our children more effectively, enhancing an understanding of our national curriculum. That's very important. Many years going back, I always want our curricula to reflect as a nation what we want to teach our children. It also focuses on building and maintaining partnerships between teachers, departments of education, and professional development service providers. The really big news that I noticed when I was being briefed to be your keynote speaker is that virtually all of our teachers are certified. And I asked my staff, do we really mean that? Were they all really certified? And the answer was yes, with the exception of, I believe, vocational teachers who probably have not been certified to the fullest, but over the years with the efforts, we can say that all of our teachers are virtually all certified. And their performance is measured through both the FSM school accreditation process as well as state-specific evaluation processes. We have enhanced the FSM school accreditation process to make it more transparent and the results more accountable. We have updated mathematics, English, science tests for teacher certification, and we're pushing both, I understand, a nationwide aggregate education database, as well as school-specific database to ensure that data is up to date and accurate. That's very important, so that leaders are able to make informed decisions. We're implementing the Improving the Quality of Basic Education, or IQBE, initiative in partnership with the College of Micronesia FSM, the Government of Australia, and I believe with ADB or Asian Development Bank to provide training and produce educational resources. We are truly making progress, and we should recognize and promote that progress, but the work is not done. And just as quickly as I say that we're succeeding, I know some will say the opposite. After all, for all this discussion about education, I haven't yet spoken about children and their best interest. Working in the best interest of our children is the reason we do everything we do. Certainly that's true in the education sector, but I'll go so far as to suggest that children are the reason we do any single thing at all, or at least the reason we should do anything at all. What's best for children should ultimately inform every single decision in the education sector, with decisions entirely apolitical, and the decision makers themselves be passionate about our children's needs. So allow me to briefly talk about the best interest of children as we now move to describe some of the successes, or these successes, and then how we expect the national government to promote further successes. I will use some examples, and these are just examples. Principal Loyola, I've known you for a fairly long time, the principal of this school. You're the principal of NET School. You and Vice Principal Malarme, the teachers of NET and the community of NET, recognize the need to provide for children's interests. You had a survey in 2014 that included what students wanted, including a lunch area, a computer lab, and a gymnasium. This gymnasium, I believe it because as a member of Congress, I helped to fund the preparation of the foundation, but largely funded by the government of Japan. So we thank our development partner, the government of Japan, for helping with the building of this very gymnasium. So over these last few years, you fulfilled those needs. Your computer lab is one of the best in the nation. Your gymnasium is again funded by Japan with the support of the FSM government. And over in the corner, you have centralized area for students to eat their lunch. It's both a source of comfort and pride, and a source of possible concern that so many of the successes are the result of community engagement and ingenuity. The positive spin is that capable teachers, capable parents, and capable leadership can work together to make something great. The negative spin is that the government, someone like your president now talking to you, should be putting more focus, in my thinking, on the education sector. After all, I was recently advised that of the 35 schools visited in Chuuk State this last accreditation cycle, and I will share some of that with you. 26 schools in Chuuk State received a level 1 score. Indeed, many schools need more help. And Chuuk, don't feel bad because even in Bombay, we do have schools that are rated low at level 1 and trying to get out of that category. That is why this administration will put a strong emphasis on the importance of getting all of our schools accredited, with the goal for all schools to reach level 3 and level 4. Why can't all schools be like, and the other states, please bear with me, I'm using examples in Bombay State because I'm more familiar with the schools. Why can't all schools be like Seymour School, Saladak School, Awak, NET, and Roy schools? I've been to these schools, not as an educator, but as a member of Congress in the past. I'm sure that other states have model schools like these, and the question is, how can we replicate these successes in all of our schools across our nation? What does it take? I believe some of the experiences have been because of community coming together, genuine leadership in the schools, community support, empathy and pride that makes parents and teachers care about their children and their schools. When I asked my staff to help me understand why some schools are underperforming, and this is something I just asked like a few hours ago and maybe before the weekend. And the answer I received is that many of our schools are underfunded. Kapingamarangi Elementary School. I have learned Kapingamarangi Elementary School, for example, has slightly over 1,000 per year for instructional supplies. Now that's really injustice. It makes me sad that resources don't reach the schools to be able to give them the tools to perform, to you teachers and to the schools to be able to perform and get where you want to get to. I asked our Secretary of Education earlier when we were in Chuuk. We visited the leadership of Chuuk, and one of the issues I raised with the leadership of Chuuk, among many other issues, is the accreditation issue. I met with the governor and the entire leadership of Chuuk under one roof, and among other exciting development issues that I raised with the governor of Chuuk and the leadership was accreditation. And accreditation because many of the schools are at level 1. And you know, as your new president, I learned that if schools fall out of the accreditation level, then you will no longer be eligible for the sector funds and some of the education programs and funding that is essential to keep the education going. And it makes me sad. Also, following the state government over the years as a member of Congress, one of the obvious things that I normally see is that all of our states normally is largely dependent on sector funds from the compact funds. And when I asked a former director of education like Churchill Edward years ago, I also learned that very little local revenue is appropriated to support our schools. And I would guess that that's the same thing in all of the state governments, that very little local revenue is appropriated to be given to the schools to help us get out of this accreditation issue that we have. 80%, I'm told, 80% of our budget that comes from sector fund from the compact, and that process alone is a bottleneck. You know, when we go out to Hawaii and work with the US to try to get the education funds to be released untangled to help our education sector, what we find that it is a very tedious process because they have to follow so many things to be able to release the funds to reach our school. So Don't Bay State, 80% of about 12 million or less that they get in any given fiscal year, only the remaining balance goes into things like textbooks, goes into transportation, IT, contracts that get schools going. So that means that very little is left to give to facility improvement. And that's what our states are facing. Maybe Chuuk has a bigger problem in that area because very little revenue and funding is reaching the state governments to help improve facilities. And I understand facilities when the accreditation group committee comes and look at facilities that don't have functioning toilets, you know, it's not fenced up well, and other essentials that must be given to states to help fund improvement of schools, facility improvement. It makes me sad. And so today, I will tell you that as your new president, I will focus on education. I will focus on education to make sure that resources are available by working with Congress, by working with the state leadership, by working with the United States so that we can formulate the packaging of our funds when it reaches the US. I want to be sure that certain funds are needed for improving school facilities, because if we don't, then the future will be bleak. I will tell you, you are the educators, you are the front line to help our students. And if funding is not forthcoming to our respective departments of education throughout the nation, then the work that we will continue to do will not be so promising. Teachers like yourself are the frontline contacts between the home and school. And I applaud you all for taking the crucial responsibility of teaching our children, not only essential knowledge, but also for teaching them how to think, develop, and then express their values and beliefs. I know that you find yourselves working evenings and perhaps even on weekends. So know that just as I recognize and applaud and appreciate your dedication to our children, as your president and as your public servant, as I keep repeating, I will do what I can without wasting time to support our education sector. I will ask that in the next State and National Leadership Conference, Congress funds once a year the leadership of the nation to come together in what is called the State and National Leadership Conference to discuss important issues. And I will make sure that education deserves as an agenda that will pay attention and give it more focus. Let me say again to all of you teachers and educators, thank you for carrying out the important responsibility to impart knowledge to the young minds of the Federated States of Micronesia. You are the front line of our future. Your service ensures that our children know about and feel invested in our islands and our cultures, that they have the opportunity to go to college, to learn a trade or a profession, and participate in the development of this great nation. Your service to our children today will affect them for the rest of their lives, and by extension, will affect our nation. I believe in all of you, and I wish you a very productive conference as you own your successes while focusing on your strengths. And I will close by just sharing one thing because of how much I believe in education. As a president, you know, as I sworn in and took the oath as your ninth president of the FSM, I didn't waste time. I went on an invitation to Washington, D.C. with some members of Congress and our cabinet, the leadership, to meet President Trump and the leadership of the United States. And what I want to say here is that the extension of the expiring provisions of the compact is very important. And we have a very high-level visit from the United States coming in next month, early next month, we've been told. And that high-level visit will require, or at least not require, but will also request the President of Palau and the President of the Republic of the Marshall Islands to travel to Cone Bay to join me in meeting this high-level visit from Washington, D.C. And we're told that by all intentions, the United States is intending to bring the news that they may be ready to begin engaging the FSM in the talks to begin renegotiating the expiring provisions of the compact. And so I am one person that is very patriotic about our FSM-US relations, but more patriotic as your president of the FSM. So the education sector, knowing the scenario of the financial picture that we have, that we don't have enough revenues and funding to extend to building the infrastructure that we need in the schools and general infrastructure throughout the FSM. And we're preparing right now a committee that's preparing to renegotiate the compact to be able to emphasize education, health, and infrastructure development throughout the country. And I'm inviting as a special guest a very humble man. Some of you may know, some may not. But he was a professor. I'm not sure if he was a Peace Corps here, but a counselor at PICS way back a long time ago, even before I was a high school student. And then he went to Eastern Oregon University and helped out many of us, FSM students who were studying at the Eastern Oregon University. But because this person is like a parent to some of us, a friend, a professor, and a mentor, I was told if I invite a person, that person will be funded. And I only picked one person, from out there. And I picked a very humble man and the wife to come and join us. And his name is, he may not be known in the education field, but his name is David Rothkerry and Daisy Rothkerry. And they're coming here, and I hope that we can also extend to them our appreciation, immense appreciation, because he helped to develop so many of us human resources from Cone Bay and FSM. The alumni of Eastern Oregon were coming together to welcome him because in doing so, he developed our human resources and therefore our nation building. So I'm really appreciative to David Rothkerry who will be coming in to join the inauguration. And I just want to cite that because we need to value people who care. He is a non-citizen, but he cares so much about our development that he's a footprint. Myself, Governor Peterson, some members of Congress, some members of the Cone Bay legislature were students at Eastern Oregon, president of our development bank, and many others that I can cite. But so you can see the passion that I feel in the area of education, that when you call upon the office of the president, which is your office, I will do my best to focus and put more emphasis in our education sector, because if we don't care about education sector and the success of our human resources, then our nation will not fulfill the aim and goal that we should be aiming for. Thank you very much. Kalangan and Boromai Karos, Kamangan, Kulo Mulalap.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a saying that goes like this: save the best for the last. However, we are at the edge of the cliff, and at this time, I would like to ask the utmost favor from everyone today to join me in welcoming His Royal Highness, the Sonangan of the Municipality, to address the closing remarks.
Dari kayu dengan Hulianti, Trail Chorus di Shawaswat, Nimas in Dolby, who Sakara Kura and Nila and Katin Kura Pumpi, who is it? Kura Katkat and Round. Wegi, the dog and round what a fam and Wewe, and Hulianti Trail, who Kai Kura and Nila and Molan, Wow and Dolby, and Kura and Spao. Prin Sauro, Prin Sokse, Prin Nantrak, o both the minutes. Phil, Wawet, Ulianti, Jai Goras, o Kasamo Wawet, $11 net, His Excellency, President David Panuelo, Pilihangi, Supplementary Cabinet, Agron P develop, I think Cabinet KU, Sapungwa, Pilihangi, Supplementary District Administrator, Nana Pasnet, and Nelson Riarte. Sabilim, Nilan, Nise, Petiway, Petisho, Rorobulgan, Menririgan, Menin Beethoven, Parusian. Nine-seven material program, Granwood, Child Gurgut, O Messiah Saler, Isunan, William. Or utility supplementary program in Ranwood, Nimasa. Program would have been federal state in Micronesia, the way we yap, true, don't be or Kosai. A child, Chia book person, Masin Gun book person, O Karang atal in Baro, English, and Catholic child. Traditional leaders, working guy, Kadingai politician, Kadingai Sombada in school, Naiso, Sambadagan usung sawasin aramas koros. Sang negara bawa ibahan yang kasay o itawan sa pagbaday tatawag kay Patron White. Because of our differences in language, culture, bear with me, I will borrow English to communicate with the rest of you. We have listened to the Governor, Gombe State, his welcoming remarks. I would like to join him and welcome you to Net Kingdom. This is where we are. This is Kamar, one section of Net, and Net is where you landed on the plane, Net where you come on a boat, Net where you are, Net where you're going to have your sessions. I want you to stay healthy while you are here and be happy. And the rest, it's up to you. In Net, I don't look for my followers, or I don't lead followers. Followers look for Israel. So I call myself the true leader of this kingdom. My friends, they all ask followers to vote for them so they can lead. I don't do that. I wait. Followers come and say, hey, leader, say something. Tell us, enlighten us, give us strength. That's the beauty of traditional leadership on Gombe. I'm sorry to say that I don't know what happened to Kosai. Too much praying, pray. That's after you die, pray after death. So, government is for government itself. Religion is for what you're going to do after you die. What about when you're alive? You should learn something else. Truk. Wow. You know what? Unbean likes hot food. And Truk is like a wet gun. I learned to enjoy many things from Truk, including the friendly people of Truk. You are welcome. Okay. Anyway, traditional leaders join the government at the national level, state level, local constitutional governments, and will be with you while you are here and continue your responsibilities. You know, at times, traditional leaders, sometimes we are very angry. Anger. Because what we hear, sometimes we hear from mouth, in Sakau, in cars and radios, newspapers, what's happening in our government. How about you guys? Do you hear that? Your educators, like parents. The first educators are fathers and mothers. You are second. Very important. Everybody is saying invest in the area of education, in our children. Focus on their Are you enjoying? Are you enjoying your salaries? What do you think? I think that might be an issue, you know. You work, everybody's children, different homes, different attitudes. Then some of them will hate you when you give the discipline. The mother and father also hate you. That's how it works. So you deserve good pay. Good pay. Tell President is there. Mama is there. Not only materials, but you guys, you know, our level, style, we all want a nice car, right? Nice clothes. Nice clothes. So, you are educators, you are very important for our children, our future. You deserve good salary in the Federated State of Miami. Why not? Ikamedo. Okay. Sometimes, as traditional leaders, we don't tolerate many areas because we understand we tolerate in some areas that we feel it's wrong, then there won't be a change. So we are not sometimes where we look seriously angry, not to the people. But how do you say in Trugis, injustice, unfairness, abuse, corruption? How do you call that in Trugis? You have a vocabulary for those? You do, huh? Yeah, I only know in English. I don't know in my local language. These politicians with me they're okay. They're not corrupt. They're not abusing power. So we're very, very fortunate today. We have you here with us, and we have our leaders. I, on behalf of the traditional leaders of NET, traditional leaders of Colby, thus welcoming you. Please enjoy your stay. May this conference bring something for our future. Those of you who have been here before, if you have done something, we are very forgiving people. Do something else. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that we are happy. So, I would like to ask everyone to join me in giving Sanangyan of NET a humongous round of applause. Last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, please rise once again for the benediction to be led by Tigan Namarra.
Samat Court. Sote Kid members, Benir Mekadin, Kasaniti members, Ran Leatherwood, Ran Kisapatwood, Rakit, Renzo Petikan, Menabalaba, Obikid Metric, one per bar, Premasani, Manuita, Padora, when we are in Megro, Mememo, Messaro, the Capper, when Capper the Capper.
Please see that for a while. Please allow me 3 minutes to make an announcement. I'm sure we already concluded our program, but allow me to make an announcement. We have a special dinner this evening because the hosters, President of our nation and the Governor of Bombay State. So everyone is welcome to join this evening reception at 5:30 p.m. till 9:30 at Mangrove Bay. Bishop Ragat, Mangrove Bay.